Hey pals, Peeps here. Thanks for dropping in to episode 6 of the World Cup Pitch. Wanted to get this one in rather quickly before the semifinals kick off tomorrow. Of course, we've got France and Spain and England and Argentina ready to decide who's going to the World Cup final. It's going to be a blast, and those games get kicked off tomorrow. I'm going to see if I can get this out by tomorrow morning, but I digress. What we have on the board is my last remaining sticker pack from 2022, the World Cup in Qatar, and I have two cards on the board that are sort of going to lead into some of my favorite parallels in soccer cards, at least ultra modern that is, and let's get started. So on the board we've got our World Cup Mosaic release. Now, I haven't seen a Mosaic release for this World Cup. I don't believe it's going to come out unless it's extremely late, but this is the Mosaic World Cup release from 2022. And of course, we have Luka Modric, an all-time great, who probably played his last World Cup here as Croatia exited in 2026. But Croatia finished third in 2022, and with Luka Modric had a string of incredible appearances, finished second in 2018. And I think I mentioned before, going back to the mid-90s, Croatia has been kind of a powerhouse in world football, and Luka Modric and Perisic is another Croatian player, Van Perisic, who have really taken that team to new heights. And I love this gold reactive. These were retail exclusives. They were exclusive to a Mosaic World Cup mega box. And while not that unusual to find in the mega box, the World Cup Mosaic mega boxes themselves, I don't think they were really heavily printed. I don't know if this was an experiment for Panini, having Mosaic World Cup cards. They might have had a World Cup release before this, but nonetheless, these are beautiful unnumbered parallels that at one time could be had on the cheap. Now Messi I've seen recently, and Mbappe have kind of skyrocketed, especially to Messi. But this beautiful Luka Modric can be had, I'm sure, for, rather cheap. And I really like to have a path, have these sort of collections that don't cost me much and that I can pursue and be happy with. And I pulled this out of my Z Folio, my soccer Z Folio, in the Luka Modric section. And I just love these gold reactives. And you're going to see a couple more of these. Here's the back. That classic Croatian kit, the red and white checker kit. And we have the Donruss Optic Holo. The shine on these is fantastic. Of course, in that same classic kit, Luka Modric from 2022. Croatia didn't make it nearly as far this time around, but Modric is a legend, and I'm really happy to have those two. And that's going to bring me to my next one. I'm going to bust out another gold reactive from one of everyone's faves, Kylian Mbappe. It's a beauty in the France kit, the 2022 Mosaic Mbappe, World Cup Mbappe. Just love this, love these gold Mosaic. It's called reactive, gold reactive is what they're called. And if you can see, so you've got this kind of gold check pattern, but in the background, I don't know if you can see it, there's kind of a cartoon, superhero splash, a star splash there. You can kind of see it there. Anyhow, these were a favorite parallel of mine. Especially for the players I collect. That too was in the Z Folio in the Mbappe section. And I'm going to bring this one out as it was not in the Z Folio, but in a one-touch at the moment. This one was meant to be graded, and of course it is the Lionel Messi. Pulled this out of the grading pile and into the one touch, which is kind of what's happening over here, as I am not interested in participating in the grading game right now. It's just, it's not for me. And it looks great in this one touch. And we've got some World Cup legends on the gold reactive. Just fabulous. Show you the back of this one. Love that they gave him card number 10 in the set, as he wears number 10 and is the most legendary number 10 of all time. And in my book, the most legendary footballer of all time. And we're gonna move on to another Mbappe. We're gonna go back and forth. Another one of my favorites, the Optic Holo Mbappe. In the France kit. Really cool classic white France kit there. Love that you can see the soccer ball. I always love that. And again, the shine on these Optic Holos is fabulous. Love what it represents. Of course, Mbappe faced Messi. Also, the Golden Boot winner was Mbappe with 8 goals in the 2022 tournament. So won the Golden Boot. However, the Golden Ball went to this man, Lionel Messi, as Argentina and Messi won the entire tournament. And speaking of the Golden Ball, and speaking of Donruss Optic Holo, there it is, the Lionel Messi. Now again, there was a time when these were not expensive at all. I don't know what these go for now, honestly, but it's probably not less than it was back then. These are not numbered parallels or anything. I just think they're highly desirable, especially in a night with a nice cut, you know. And this, of course, is already in a fine 9. This might have been one of my subs. I don't remember exactly, but there we are. We'll try to line them up here, get a little bit better situated. All right, there we are, mano a mano. What an epic World Cup 2022 was. Probably the greatest sporting event I've ever witnessed was that final, when it was back and forth and tied, and late equalizers, and then getting to extra time, and then eventually penalty kicks. It was crazy. And here we are. We've got a new one, not Donruss. We've got a Prism here. And I've shown one of these inserts before, one of my favorites from Prism, the Scorers Club, in the silver. Again, the silvers, while easier to come by in 2022, still not super easy. And again, this was acquired a long time ago. There are no new pickups in this video. These are just pulled out of the collection. Like I said, a chance to show these during this incredible World Cup run here. Just look at the shine on this Scorers Club. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous. Messi had 7 goals in the World Cup, so just 1 goal shy of the Golden Boot. But did take the title and did win the Golden Ball, like I said, MVP of the tournament. Here's the back. Also number 10 in the Prism set. Panini wasn't missing any of the details, honestly. And last but not least, it's kind of a funny one. It is the Panini Instant, one that is quite recognizable. And here we are. It's Messi hoisting the World Cup. And this, you can see, is in a near mint 7. I bought a whole bunch of these, a page's worth, and looked them all over. And this was one of my subs. This is one of my last substitute. It's one of my last subs to PSA. As you can see, the number is pretty high. We're in the, I don't know how many, but that's it's a long number there. And I think this came back in my last submission. But I digress. The funny thing is, I had a whole page of these picked out the very best one. They all look fantastic, honestly. It was sort of random. I just made sure there was no chipping of any sort on this darker edge along the photograph. Again, on the two edges on the back. And somehow it came back a 7. So tough grading back then as well. I don't know if I got a sour grader, perhaps a France fan who just wasn't into it, but there's nothing wrong with this. I don't see any reason for a 7, and I don't really care. To have a slab copy is great. All the rest of the copies are in the Z Folio. And as you can see on the back with Panini Instant, the print run is right there for you to see. And this was a popular one, of course. Messi hoisting his first World Cup, printed to 22,081. 22,081. So not a rare card by any means, but what a beauty. It's really one of my favorite soccer cards in the collection. And that's it. Let's open that little pack and see if we can pull a Messi out of there. And here we go. Last sealed pack from the tournament. And I see there's a shiny gold one in here. How do you like that? Thomas Partey from Ghana. And we've got a gold of, I don't know who this is. KNVB. I'm not sure. Is it Netherlands? Somebody tell me whose badge this is. Crying out loud. De Ligt, Matthias De Ligt. Excellent player there for the Netherlands. Diatta for Senegal. Last but not least, Afif from Qatar. The host country, I should say. So 5 stickers, no real big standouts. Who are we gonna pick? Let's go for the mystery badge. One of you can tell me whose badge that is. But I think it might be Netherlands. It is the Netherlands. It's gotta be Netherlands. Anyways, I hope you had fun. I hope I kept this short enough. And let's give little Bobble over there for the final shot of all these great soccer cards. Enjoy the semifinals, and we're gonna do a final episode probably as the World Cup final is about to happen, and we'll see which of these players makes it through. Take care, everybody. I'll see you next time.